Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited to be part of this historic and symbolic sword cutting of 15 projects within the Yendi municipality to pave the way for the construction of all 582 projects under the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region's Social Cohesion Project, SOCO, which are being executed in 48 beneficiary metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, predominantly in the northern part of Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important and timely intervention aimed at addressing some key emerging and recurring challenges in the northern part of Ghana. I want to commend the Honorable Minister and the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development for providing the leadership for designing and launching this project on 25th November 2022 in Bolgatanga. I must really commend Dankwe Kubochwe, the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development. He has worked tirelessly. As he said, I have been giving him a lot of pressure. And today he will sleep well because I won't call him to ask for when we are going to cut the SOCO project again. After today, we will be looking at progress reports. But I really want to thank him. I think we should give him a round of applause. As many of you already are aware, the SOCO project is a $150 million credit facility project secured by the government of Ghana from the World Bank to implement the project in 48 MMDAs in 6 regions. The distribution is as follows. Northern region gets 8 district assemblies benefiting. Northeast region, 6 district assemblies. Upper East region, 15 district assemblies. Upper West region, 11 district assemblies. Savannah, 4 district assemblies. And OT region, 4 district assemblies. Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the project has been conceived and designed to address the effects of the spillover of conflicts and extremism from the Sahel region, to reduce the vulnerability because of exposure to the impacts of climate change, and to strengthen local institutions and improve economic opportunities and build public trust. In this regard, this project focuses mainly on border communities in these regions where the citizenry, especially women and the youth, are exposed to susceptible to the threats of terrorism from the Sahel region. Thus, the project focuses on dealing with issues relating to fragility, conflicts, and violence. This is very significant as countries all over the world are pursuing strategies to address these challenges in view of the anticipated worsening of the situation if necessary interventions are not promptly instituted. The 2022 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP27, in Egypt, as well as several other global conferences and Africa regional conferences, provide clear indications of the urgency to address these challenges, including issues of food security. Distinguished guests, I wish to reiterate what I said during the launch of the project in Bolgatanga last year, that the project, as conceptualized, takes cognizance of regional perspectives and impact of the issues that are common to the four countries, whilst enabling country-led actions that respond to local needs. It also leverages experience sharing on prevention of spillover effects from the Sahel, fragilities, climate-related risks in the four participating Gulf of Guinea countries, as well as conflict prevention by the affected countries. Consequently, the project prioritizes the needs of communities and strengthens local institutions. And strengthens local institutions to give citizenry, especially the vulnerable, a voice to take part, influence, and play a vital role in the vulnerable, in prioritizing local development investments, as well as promote social cohesion and build trust in their communities. The recent unrelenting and surging violence by armed insurgent groups and criminal gangs in some countries in the Sahel have resulted in the internal displacement of about 2.5 million people in 2022, which is quadruple the number of displaced persons in just 2 years since 2019. It is important to note that the boundaries between violent extremism, rebellions, intercommunal conflicts, banditry, and self-defense groups are also increasingly becoming blurred, with armed groups presenting themselves as an alternative where the state is perceived to be absent. Another issue of grave importance is the impact of climate change. Climate change poses a multiplier threat and compounds the fragilities and conflict dynamics, particularly relating to access to natural resources. It is therefore anticipated that the northern parts of the participating Gulf of Guinea countries will experience significant increases in temperature and extreme weather conditions. Notwithstanding the efforts by successive governments, these areas are still vulnerable to the impact of climate-related shocks, including drought and floods. In Ghana, the livelihood of many in the northern part are invariably impacted by climate conditions. Collectively seek to reduce inequality, foster economic growth and job creation, empower livelihoods and promote good governance, empower the youth and deliver climate resilient community infrastructure. Yeah, Your Majesty, Ndanyana Abukari Muhammad Andani II, the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders at all levels, are implementing the SOCO project in 48 districts of the 6 participating regions. It is expected that the project will contribute immensely to improving the socio-economic resilience of the target communities and provide an avenue to coordinate border area investments. The beneficiary regions and districts have been carefully selected based on a vulnerability index criteria. exposure to security risk, climate vulnerability, poverty incidence, and unemployment rate. I wish to firmly entreat all implementing agencies at both the national and subnational levels to remain committed to implementation of the project to achieve the desired goals. In 2023, which is phase 1 of the project is expected to deliver socio-economic community level climate resilient infrastructure, skills development and training of the youth and women, including the vulnerable, and those projects include provision of water, construction of school buildings, health facilities, construction of markets, earth dams, roads, and other critical physical infrastructure. The SOCO project has currently created 434 jobs for community facilitators and other specialists. It will also improve access to basic social and economic services, promote local economic development, gender equality, and improve environmental management when projects are executed efficiently and effectively. The resultant effect of this is increased productivity, improved access to basic services and economic opportunities, climate resilience, and improved cross-border trade and information sharing with the Gulf of Guinea. I wish to emphasize that the funds have been made available for the execution of the sub-projects, as the Minister for Local Development has already said. This money is available and the contractors will not be inhibited by a lack of funding to complete all of these 582 projects. I wish to caution all implementing agencies, both at the national and subnational levels, that implementation delays will not be tolerated. Indeed, we must ensure the delivery of the project through the decentralized structures culminates in outcomes and impacts as contained in the project appraisal document and the project implementation plan. It is my ardent hope that we will remain committed to the due processes outlined for the project to positively impact and make the needed change in these vulnerable communities. Finally, I wish to express my gratitude to the World Bank for the credit facility to complement government's effort in building resilient human settlements through these laudable development interventions. I also thank all partner agencies for their contribution to the successful implementation of this project. I wish also to take the opportunity to commend all stakeholders for putting this significant event together and reaching this milestone under the project, and look forward to the outcome that would ensure more resilient communities in our country and other participating countries. On this note, Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to declare the actual execution of all 582 projects in the 48 MMDAs under the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region's Social Cohesion SOCO project duly commenced. I thank you for your attention. God bless you and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.